Alright, this is take, I don't know even what anymore, like three at least. I keep getting interrupted, man. Oh, sorry, it's Christmas Eve, as you can see by the release date of this tape. It's kind of busy at this house, man. But anyways, today our topic isn't Christmas. It's going to be about letting go of comparison and focusing on our own paths. So, comparison is one of the most natural things humans do, and also one of the most destructive. Most people may not know it, but it is really destructive. We constantly measure ourselves against others, their success, their appearance, their progress, even their lifestyle. And in a world of social media and constant exposure, comparison is no longer occasional, it's continuous. The problem with comparison isn't that we notice others, it's that we use incomplete information to judge our complete lives. So, in other words, we compare our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel and then wonder why we feel behind. Comparison quietly steals joy. It turns progress into pressure and growth into dissatisfaction. So now we might even ask ourselves, why do we even compare? Why do we have the need to compare ourselves to others? Well, simple. We compare because the brain seeks reference points. It wants to know, am I doing okay? Am I safe? Am I accepted? Comparison used to help humans survive socially, but today it often works against us. The issue isn't seeing someone else ahead of us, it's assuming that their timeline should be our timeline. But everyone starts from a different place with different resources, challenges, and, of course, responsibilities. Judging your progress without context, context is just unfair to yourself. At the start of this tape, I mentioned that comparison is dangerous and it is damaging, and yeah, it's just destructive. So, there are three main things that comparison does. First, it distorts our reality. You see outcomes, not effort, results, not sacrifices. Confidence, not doubt. This creates false standards. Secondly, it comparison it really does, it kills your motivation. When you constantly feel behind, it becomes harder to start. Why try if others seem already so far ahead? Third, it disconnects you from yourself. Instead of asking, what do I want? Need to start asking yourself, how do I measure up? Comparison pulls attention outward when growth requires attention forward. That's why we need to shift from comparison to reflection. So, I came up that the most healthiest alternative to comparison would be self reflection. For example, instead of asking, am I better than them? Ask yourself, am I better than I was yesterday? Am I still learning? Am I even moving in the right direction slightly? That way, progress becomes meaningful when it's more personal. The only fair comparison is you versus your past self. That's why we need to redefine success for yourself personally. Letting go of comparison requires defining success on your own terms. If you don't decide what success means to you, you'll unconsciously adopt someone else's definition. Success for one person might be career growth, but for another, it's balance, peace, health, or maybe even freedom. Different goals require different paths and, of course, different timelines. There is no universal pace for life. Comparison isn't just mental, it's environmental. Constant exposure to social media, status symbols, and curated lives feed comparison. Reducing these inputs doesn't mean isolation, it means protecting your mental space. When comparison decreases, clarity increases. So, if comparison ever shows up, don't fight it. We should use it wisely instead of, I'll never be like that. Try it and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What habits got them there? Does this align with what I want? Comparison becomes toxic when it turns into self judgment, but it can become useful when it turns into curiosity. Can you now see or even think that how could we even use comparison as a tool? So, what should we do? We should focus on what we can control. You cannot control someone else's speed, success, or advantages. You can control your own effort, habits, attitude, and direction. Peace comes from investing energy where it has influence. So, as a closing thought, letting go of comparison doesn't mean that you're losing ambition. It means redirecting ambition towards becoming the best version of you. You and yourself alone, not a copy of someone else. You don't need to win with someone else's race. You need to run your own at your pace on your terms. When you stop watching others constantly, you finally have the focus to move forward. That being said, I hope you guys have a nice holiday. Maybe now you have time off work to focus on yourself. I know I don't. I'm going to the gym and work tomorrow, so still gonna make a tape for y'all. But hey, anyways, I'll see ya. Peace.